Your mom played basketball with your head as a baby. Unfortunately, apparently Uncle Sam has an outerversal jab. I'm gonna go over why literally if he farts, Naruto dies. If he farts, Saiyan Saga dies for sure. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and today I'm doing a pretty, I would say, unique video that is kind of tailored to inspire a more positive connection in the power scaling and fiction community. You see, one of my good friends, Zarachan on YouTube, he made a video that I reacted to on my live stream and I actually disagreed with it. But he makes amazing content. That's my boy. And I want to show that you can in fact disagree while having very positive interactions as creators. Before we get into this, make sure to go check his channel out, subscribe, and comment on his video on Zombieman vs. Wolverine, and let him know the Goon Squad is sending love. But getting into this, I'm going to be giving my rebuttal to his take on Zombieman vs. Wolverine, kind of going over what he had to say about it, why I disagree and the different points I disagree on, as well as showing the different clips of him making statements I disagreed with, and then kind of providing my evidence. I'm also going to collab on his channel in our response to kind of Wolverine vs. Zombieman. And then he's also going to be a member of my new podcast that I'll be doing on the weekends with other YouTubers called the Cafe Podcast. What are you asking that stands for? Comics, anime, fiction, everything. The Cafe Podcast. I'm a branding icon. By the way, smash the like button. 200 likes before we get into this. I would like to start making more rebuttal, positive, I guess you would call debunk videos, but that are obviously made with good intentions. And if you guys are a fan of this, we'll make this into a series, and I'll start going back to stuff like Death Battle, Danko, things like that. You let me know in the comments. But anyways, without further ado, sorry for the long intro. Just wanted to get this out of the way and show some love to the homie. And yeah, let's begin. So, what is the premise of this video and battle? Both have prep, which is Wolverine from 616 versus Zombieman from One Punch Man. Both have prep and knowledge of each other on a basic level. They also can clear a win by either incapacitation or causing the other fighter to have the inability to fight back for an extended period of time. Basically a temporary KO. Both of these conditions account for a win, given both characters are technically immortal. Okay, so that's a fair premise. That's a pretty interesting one as well, which we'll kind of get into further in the video. By the way, even if I disagree with it, well done video. Loved watching it and loved reacting to it. Shout out to Zaref once again. Now at 1 minute 6 seconds, this is established. Wolverine will be from 616, so we are taking all his feats from 616 Marvel and considering him as a combatant that is trying to kill someone else and also has knowledge of them and can prep. Now, this is where we get into some of his clips and other parts of his videos that I just disagree with.
Above his own strength, effectively ignoring durability with his claws despite having around building level strike.
Now, at around a minute 50 to a minute 55, he shows Wolverine causing damage to World War Hulk. This is important because this same Hulk was fine taking hits from the likes of Thing, survived Zom, tanked a Black Bolt shout when a Whisper itself can make Gladiator basically shit himself and run to Storm and say like, yo, we need to figure out how to take this goddamn Inhuman down. I mean, these characters at their best, they massively outscale everything in OPM. Not to mention World War Hulk also took on an all-out Sentry, which bare minimum scales to the Void, a being even Thor struggles with. Now, he does mention in this segment that he considers his striking strength and potency to be like building level. I disagree with that, seeing as he can puncture Hulk, he can hurt Hulk, stumble other beings, go toe-to-toe with Thor when he's raging and pissed off and locked in, fight Namor. He has plenty of instances of just putting in work against characters that massively outscale anything Zombieman has dealt with. So, in terms of his striking AP, I disagree with it being on that that low. I kind of understand where he's coming from, but definitely his cutting strength and actual potency is great. His area of effect is obviously trash. I mean, he's not going to destroy a city with some move. That's not his game. But in terms of just AP, he's going, especially with prep, to outscale Zombieman.
Strike power. Similarly, his skeleton is nearly indestructible, but his flesh is around building level.
Now, at the 2-minute mark, roughly around here, he says that Wolverine's flesh is building level. I actually disagree on this point. We have seen him take blasts from Sentinels and other bots, literally built to hunt and exterminate all the mutants and X-Men, with several of the mutants scaling above pretty much all of One Punch Man. He's also stood up with flesh still on versus Nimrod in X of Swords, who is essentially the GOAT of fucking Sentinels. Like, that man is not afraid to run down on the Phoenix Force. He's like built to be aware of power such as that. Insanely powerful creatures. Keep in mind, for maybe you're coming over from Zara's channel and you're mostly just 1PM or One Punch Man, the Phoenix can battle on every level of existence and exists outside of creation. And for him to survive hits from beings like this and also take bitch slaps from Hulk across literal states, to get hit with that amount of kinetic energy, force, friction, all that, and still retain skin is insane. I get where he's coming from, because like off guard, Wolverine's had like the back of his head blown off and like skin blown off and stuff like that. But still, I mean, his mid to higher end way beyond that, which is kind of what we're taking for both characters as agreed upon in the video.
He is a highly skilled hand-to-hand combatant and has received training in various martial arts over his long life. He demonstrates his expertise by defeating a skilled ninja assassin in intense hand-to-hand combat using his impressive hypersonic speed. His combat prowess, combined with his heightened senses and adamantium claws, allow him to take down formidable opponents and emerge victorious.
Now, this next portion I disagree on is when he mentions Wolverine's, good speed is about hypersonic with several martial arts being mastered. I disagree with him downplaying Wolverine. He's already said like he's not an expert. He was kind of just trying to get some research out of the way. I think he actually told me that he said on the live stream he was considering bringing me on, but he just didn't have time. But regardless, just to kind of clear my opinion on this, Wolverine has bested fighters with hundreds to thousands of mastered styles and beaten Iron Fist when Danny has studied in the heavens beyond space and time, in the mystic cities of Kunlun and others, and has also absorbed infinite techniques from the book of the Iron Fist. His speed is massively above hypersonic in comics. He has blitzed the likes of Hulk, Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Fist, Thor, Thanos, Silver Surfer, Kraven, and the list goes on. We have seen him literally light his cigar for fun on a light speed beam for fun, which was essentially like a light speed attack or whatever from OPM, was one of the better feats provided in the video by Zareth. That's why I just disagree on him even remotely scaling to a combative Wolverine, as Wolverine is casually massively faster than light, but you can argue higher speed tier metas, as he has fought countless opponents and reacted to countless characters who scale beyond time and space and can move beyond realms such as that. And as a result, he just has way better speed feats, way higher than hypersonic, and it matters because obviously, as you'll see throughout this video, speed was a factor for him.
Despite his formidable abilities, Wolverine does have a weakness. One of his vulnerabilities lies in psychic powers. While his physical attributes are exceptional, his mind is relatively susceptible to psychic manipulation or attacks.
Now, around this time, he mentions his psychic weaknesses and stuff, and while it doesn't factor too heavily into his overall conclusion, I do kind of want to clear it up because it's kind of a fun fact. These weaknesses have been addressed over time and updated. He has implants to ward off high-level psychic attacks, to couple with his improved psych training and his own willpower, which is one way to help neg psychic attacks and Marvel.
Additionally, Wolverine's adamantium enhancements have their limitations. The weight of his adamantium skeleton hampers his speed and agility, making him slightly slower compared to mutants without such enhancements.
Now, from 3 minutes to 15 to around 3:30, he essentially said that Wolverine is slow and hampered. As shown in prior stories, and you guys can check out plenty of my Wolverine content on the channel if you're not as familiar with him, and I'm also probably going to put out new stuff for him soon. I just happen to love Wolverine as a character. Him being able to blitz Thor, battle Sentinels that can wipe out the X-Men, battle all the X-Men for days on end, and also Captain America. In the Old Man Logan storyline, we literally see he mistaken essentially all the other X-Men for villains as Mysterio tricked him, and he killed them all, and he was able to fight all of them. He was stated in the Claremont run, and he kind of explained to the other X-Men, like Storm and Cyclops and all of them, that only he was really capable of taking on Omega Red due to his speed and ferocity compared to the others. It also highlights how fast Wolverine really is when he wants to be. He literally had no issue matching the ability of Spider-Man moving throughout the city. It is also remarked by Superior Spider-Man, if you're not familiar with that run, that's when Doc Ock took over the body of Spider-Man, and he stated that Wolverine indeed often holds back due to friendship or awareness of others and what he deems as inferiority to what he can dish out. Essentially, if he doesn't think you can take it, he's not going to dish it out. That's not his way. Unless you got to die, he's just going to get you out the way. Typically, we rarely see Wolverine really turn it up.
The other way this goes is a stalemate. They're both immortal after all, and even though the monster negates their ability, it doesn't completely get rid of it. Zombieman's immortality is also, frankly, a lot better than Wolverine's, as decapitation and dismemberment don't stop him. In the end, either way, Zombieman has the clear advantage, mainly stemming from his speed and intellect as well as his immense and seemingly boundless stamina.
Now, from around 7:40 to 7:55 in the video, Zombieman, he states, wins due to advantages in speed, intellect, and stamina. We've touched on a couple of these points, so I'm kind of gonna go through all of it briefly, but more so elaborate on ones I haven't touched on as much. Wolverine, I already reviewed, has the far superior speed, especially when engaging with foes he deems as a genuine threat and beyond the normal threshold of humans or human tier bad guys that he deals with. In terms of intellect, Kraven deems Wolverine the apex hunter and predator, when Kraven the Hunter himself has outplanned and outwitted Spider-Man, hunted monsters and beasts literally beyond space and time, and still considers Wolverine his superior as a hunter. Wolverine also has hundreds of years of battle experience, ranging from everything to normal warfare to partaking in cosmic battles. He has outmaneuvered Captain America in a straight-up skill and strategy tactics match. For stamina, he has fought in wars for days on end, literally forged through the tides of hell by himself, fighting for what seemed like forever. He has even, in reduced states, battled mutants and monsters for hours on end, no problem. He can go high level in the training vault all day, no fatigue. He has literally gone on all night versus Sabretooth when both are just trying to rip each other apart, and both walk away from it each year. They literally do that every year. He has tactically led charges against the likes of Apocalypse, who has been studying warfare since man began, and has an outerversal IQ and intellect given everything, and specifically dealing with notions from the Phoenix Force, in the recent X of Swords stories and other stories pertaining to Apocalypse, showcasing just how smart. I mean, he literally studies celestial technology. Wolverine has too many instances of being the elite hunter to ignore. He likely over-preps, since we're considering he deems Zombieman someone he has to get rid of, and that Zombieman is someone he has to prep for. He would probably over-prep and slaughters early.
In the end, this fight can go one of two ways. Zombieman, while not possessing weapons with multiversal damage potential, has more than enough firepower and strength to incapacitate Wolverine. Zombieman possesses reaction speeds much higher than Wolverine, even when scaling him off Captain America, for example. While being fast, it's doubtful that he would land a strike in general. While Zombieman can be reckless, he is a detective. In a versus battle, it's safe to use this to his advantage and safe to say that he would learn a minimum about Wolverine's claws as well as his low stamina based on his previous battles. You have to keep in mind, this same Zombieman was able to locate Dr. Genus without any prior intel. In direct hand-to-hand, Wolverine dominates. However, it's doubtful if he would ever even match up with Zombieman or land a hit, since he would be speed blitzed and incapacitated by Zombieman's incredible AP.
We've seen him literally, and you know, he kind of touched on this from 650 to 703. He said Wolverine is way more skilled in melee, which I agree with. But he also said that Wolverine gets blitzed and the superior AP of Zombieman's prep weapons wins. Base take on the AP potential of the weapons of Zombieman. However, this would be ignoring what Wolverine has access to in terms of prep. Housed on Krakoa, which in itself has its own essential multiverse, Wolverine can gain weapons and functions from other mutants, including the likes of Forge, who can make whatever weapons he wants. He has ties to the mystic experts, including Doctor Strange. Given his connections to the darker sides of things in Marvel and him willing to go other places, Wolverine also has black market ties. He can gain mystic weapons capable of folding beings that can threaten Doctor Strange. Given Kingpin can go to the market and get weapons like this, so can Wolverine. While yes, if Zombieman pops him with multiversal bullets, that would be an issue, Wolverine can bring plenty of firepower that dwarfs anything in One Punch Man, and he also, as I said earlier, just massively outscales him in speed. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry that I kinda at the end went out of order. I accidentally skipped one of the sections, so I'll just have it in that order. But overall, I kinda addressed everything I disagreed with in his video and provided some Wolverine facts. Me and him will be making content on the topic later on. Like I said, we kinda wanna show you can disagree and quote debunk other content creators while still having a very positive interaction and exchange of ideas. I will admit, in the past, I wasn't always great at that, but it would be dope to set that standard now. So anyways, guys, make sure to go check out Zarachan's channel. It will be pinned down below, as well his video. Make sure to go show him love in the comment section and let him know that we support him. And yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.